What if the key to a supermemory wasn't something you had to buy, but something you could unlock inside your own body? Well, the source material we're digging into today makes a pretty wild claim, that there are 24 specific points in our anatomy, it calls them glands, that can be switched on to seriously boost our brain power. So how's that supposed to work? Let's dive in.
So let's just start with this question, because it sounds like it's straight out of a movie, right? Could a single ancient sound, just a specific vibration, actually unlock your brain's full potential? It's a huge idea. But what's fascinating is that the source we're looking at doesn't just ask the question, it actually lays out a surprisingly detailed theory for how it could all happen.
At the very heart of this whole thing is one number, 24. Now, according to this theory, this isn't just some random number pulled out of thin air. Nope, it's supposedly the master key that connects an ancient chant directly to the biological hardware we all have inside of us.
So what's so special about 24? Well, here's the parallel the source material draws. It takes a very well-known ancient chant, the Gayatri Mantra, and points out that it's made up of exactly 24 distinct syllables. And then, get this, the theory proposes a one-to-one link between those 24 sounds and 24 specific power centers in the body, which it calls bioelectronic glands.
Now, to help you picture this, the source gives us this really beautiful metaphor. It says to think of your own body as a sitar, that intricate Indian instrument with 24 strings. In this analogy, when you chant the mantra, you're not just making noise, you're actually playing the instrument. You're plucking those 24 strings, causing them to vibrate, to resonate in a very specific, harmonious way.
A 24-string sitar is a powerful image for sure, but the theory tries to ground this in some kind of science. It doesn't just stop at poetry. So the big question is, how does a simple sound, a vibration, supposedly trigger a real biological activation inside our bodies?
The core concept here is called neural resonance, and the theory basically goes like this. The specific frequencies you create when you chant aren't just random. They're supposedly tuned just right to stimulate very specific nerve fibers. And these fibers then act like a biological telephone line, carrying that vibrational signal straight to their matching centers, those 24 glands.
So, the theory lays out a clear four-step chain reaction. It's like dominoes. First, you chant the mantra. That makes your vocal cords vibrate in a specific way. Step 3, those vibrations stimulate the connected nerve fibers. And finally, those fibers deliver the signal and activate the targeted bionodes. The whole point is that this is supposed to be a precise pathway from sound all the way to activation.
And, it gets even more detailed. It doesn't just say vibrations. It actually pinpoints where these crucial frequencies are supposed to start. The kanth, which is your throat, and the talu, your palate, the roof of your mouth. According to the source, these two spots are the launch pads for the entire neural resonance process.
Okay, so we've got resonating strings, we've got activated nodes. But why? What's the end game here? This is where the theory gets really interesting, especially if you're someone who wants to sharpen your mind. We're going to look now at the specific target for what this source calls supermemory.
You see, this isn't described as some vague, feel-good process. It's not about just creating random vibrations and hoping for the best. The theory says this is a highly targeted activation. Think of it like a specific key designed to fit a very unique lock. The whole goal is to zero in on the precise nodes that are supposedly wired directly to our higher brain functions, learning, intellect, and of course, memory.
And the source material actually gives them names. It points to two key bionodes for intelligence. First, there's the Medha node, which it connects directly with supermemory and retention. And second is the Go node, which is linked to intelligence and having a sharp intellect. The big claim here is that the mantra's vibrations are specifically tuned to fire up these two centers more than any others.
So, after going through all these different pieces of the puzzle, what's the big picture here? What's the main takeaway from this whole theory? Really, it all boils down to this one powerful idea, the resonance of memory.
In essence, this whole practice is presented as a way of tuning your own body, your internal instrument. You are the sitar. The theory suggests that by creating these very specific resonant